Subscribe to dragmotoxboss. It's free, easy, and you can always unsubscribe at any time. My goal is 1.25k subscribers whenever. If I hit 1.25k subscribers, I will release the quote-unquote Real Dang Tutorial 3. So subscribe. And subscribe to Jake the Fox. He normally hardly gets any subscribers. Okay, I felt as if, instead of pausing to switch through the channels, just switching through the channels was better. But, who knows. What? Why is there no rocks this time? Heh. Well, at least, as long as it doesn't, ruin the rhythm, ruin the rate of that, and I'm able to just not deal with any problems, I'm fine. Alright, but today I decided to make a video talking about all the people giving advice, alright? Now, the advice that I give, I would pretty much trust it. I mean, maybe not 100%, because, you know, who knows? There could be some errors in the lessons I teach, but whenever I say something, I make sure that I'm, 90%, 95% confident that, it's something that I really should be given advice. And then, well, 100% really. Not 90 to 95, but really 100%, if I'm going to be honest with you here, because I really just don't say stuff that I don't completely think. I just say stuff that I know is, for the better. All right. You can take your own judgments, and you can see, yeah, what I'm saying is pretty fair information, pretty accurate information. And for the videos, for some information I say, I'll even say I'm not entirely sure about this myself. All right. Now, for other people, yeah, maybe listen to them as well. But I feel like, the reason why people give different advice is their perspectives on it. The advice that I give is just my perspective.
You mean the people who are going for the interview to Francis and Company?
That, and you don't entirely agree with me. Okay, fine. Live your life. I'm just saying what I think of, all these topics and stuff. And no, they're not controversial topics. They're just basic topics, like keep a positive mindset. Well, that's actually a pretty straightforward one. That's actually like, most people would agree with there. Like, that, yes, it's good to have a positive mindset. Having a negative mindset, causes you everything to seem more negative, and it's just worse, and higher chance for depression. That's not good. Now, whenever you watch someone, get a second opinion. Even if it's Alpha M or something, cursing inappropriate talk in his channel, watch someone else. Like, let's say you are watching dating advice. Watch someone and then watch someone else. Just watch a ton of people and what they think about dating. I don't actually give any dating advice because that crap is just really confusing. I mean, I do some dating videos, but those, I just basically say basic surface level information that's general, and that's, follow that information generally and you should be all right. Now, whenever you get like specific information, specific advice, watch multiple people, make your own evaluation and your own guess. Maybe ask your parents about it. Whatever you're getting advice on, if it's dating advice and you don't want your parents being involved with this, because, I personally do not like involving my parents with stuff regarding my love life, all right, in terms of advice or whatever. But anyways, just ask multiple people whichever seems to be the most popular, and with your own good judgment, still, follow it. Even if something is, the most popular, like, even if, like, the most popular ideal still is disagreed upon by you, then, make fair judgments, all right? And just make sure to just judge a lot, too. Make a lot of judgments. Apply yourself to a situation, like what would be the most ideal for the situation. Talking about something like this is really confusing. If someone says something like, if you observe this, that, and this will happen, don't do something big unless it's like proven and it's guaranteed or whatever. Don't waste your time on doing something that's just, said by one person. You can't believe everything on the internet either. Sometimes people will lie just to make money on YouTube to get views and stuff. Or they'll lie to, they'll lie unintentionally. They'll think that their ideals are correct, but they'll have, sometimes people can get screwed up perceptions. Maybe they're dating someone that gives them the wrong perception. Maybe their parents gave them the wrong perception. Who knows at this point? There's a lot of different factors that can go into this, and me talking about this, I'm actually getting a little confused myself. Like, yeah, this is a big topic. This is, you got to be really careful. That's all I can basically say. You just got to be careful if, where you're getting information from. For health issues, talk to a doctor. Get multiple opinions too. Get multiple opinions, because I had a doctor many years ago give me say, oh, my eye is fine, but then my eye ended up being bad after I got and I heard after getting a second opinion, and then, it was good that we didn't listen to the first doctor. Sometimes people just don't know what they're doing too, or sometimes people screw up. Sometimes people have bad days. Some screw ups can be really costly, like if you're getting LASIK eye surgery and, there's a screw up there. Oh no, now you're blind in one of your eyes. That's a very hefty priced screw up, if you ask me. That is falls reliable. And in life, you will screw up, and sometimes you have to pay the price for screwing up, and that's just life. It's unfair, and I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you. That's just how it is. And whenever you're doing something, the bigger the risk, make sure to keep that in mind more. Keep that in mind. Like, this is a big risk. Like skydiving, well, it's a big risk if you don't pull your parachute thing in time. You gotta be extra careful. But anyways, on to way less of a serious topic. I just saw the blue noob head, and I was thinking about it. And I have a little story. Did you know that I started officially playing Lumber Tycoon 2 a couple days before those items left the game? It's just that I didn't know to stock up on them. And I literally remember seeing those blue noob heads on top of and you know how the noob heads for the past couple years have been on the ground or on a low shelf? Those were actually on a higher shelf, and I remember seeing them on a higher shelf. But anyways, I remember having this one friend who used to, stock up a lot in Lumber Tycoon 2. Not nearly as much as I did the past couple years, and I plan to do in 2023. But he stocked up, and he, bought a ton of items, put them in his, put them in a little structure, and then sold them all. And I was pretty inspired by it. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. And just thinking of that concept, buying a ton of items for really cheap during stock up season and then going and then selling them is just so much fun. No wonder I stock up so much. But sometimes I think, what's the point of stocking up if most of the items are just going to sit on my base anyway? Because it's fun. And also just the fact of having a limited item just seems cool. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of this item that's limited time and you can't get any more of it, but I have tons of it right here. Just the fact of having something that's rare, that's limited, just feels so cool. And I'm sure everyone else who has, not as much ambition or close to as much ambition or pretty much the same level of ambition as me for stocking up can also agree, and people with similar mindsets or the same mindset. Speaking of being careful of who you trust on the internet, sometimes I'll watch one YouTuber and it'll make me get a completely different perspective on an aspect of life, and then I'll watch someone else and then it'll get me a completely another different aspect on it. And sometimes, it'll just, rot in my brain. Sometimes the internet can rot in your brain and just, give you, the wrong perception. One time I watched a video about, women and stuff and how, you gotta impress them and stuff like that. And then that got me, a completely different perspective of women for a short period of time. I didn't, go out and judge them, but, I just thought for a little bit while after, oh, women are this, that, and this. You gotta be careful around them. No, women are people. I mean, yes, it is completely true that women's brains are different than men's. And, sometimes, when they're going through things, they can act moody and stuff like that. But, no, women are, just as good as men, all right? And there's also a lot of flaws about a man too. A lot of men will get angry and then get out of control when they're angry. Every gender has their problems, all right? We all have problems. We're all human at this point, all right? men don't overjudge women, because I know some men do that, and women don't overjudge men. I've seen a lot of stuff on the internet saying of women saying men are useless. No, men aren't useless. I know there's quite a few men out there who will treat a woman badly in terms of dating. I mean, even one of those strange kids from my school literally came into stream, and I'm like, oh, I just date because I'm a dog. If anyone can understand what he means, yeah. No, but there's other people who actually date for the actual emotional connection. And then I get that there's people who have like desire, a lot of people have desires, but it's always good to, get into a relationship, partially for those desires, but also, mostly because you want to make an emotional connection, because that's what a relationship is about. If you just want it for the desires, I'm not entirely sure if this is even frowned upon with my religion, but it's kind of controversial. I don't know, so I'm just not going to say it. See, like I said, if I'm not entirely sure about something, I just usually won't end up saying it, because I want to give it, or if I say it, I'll say I'm not entirely sure. But with this, I'm not even going to say it. I like to be as accurate as possible, and I only like to give out information that I know. Usually I only like to give out information that I know is correct. And if I'm not entirely sure it's correct, I'll warn you guys of so. Okay. Time to sell these other 2 pieces of icewood. Great. We're at 2,311,065 lumber bucks. Ooh, wait, that's kind of funny. Look, 6,065. Kind of synchronicity, not really, I don't know.